Hola clase, bienvenidos a Español. Soy Nicole. I'll be your instructor for the course. So I just wanted to take you guys through eLC and how we're going to be using it for our class. Okay. If you've already started going through and having a look at eLC, you probably started at the Bienvenidos Start Here folder. Try to make it a little obvious that you could start there. So anyway, so that's where you're going to want to go first. Okay, as you start, and this video will be found in this folder also if you haven't seen it already. I'll also send it to you guys via email so you can see it. So first things first, to get to know me a little more, you'll watch the video about myself a little bit. Also, then after that, please read the syllabus extremely carefully. Before you have any questions, read that first, and then if you still have questions about anything about the course, then shoot me as many emails as you need to, okay? The daily syllabus is going to be our calendar for the course, okay? So that's going to tell you what assignments are going to be due every day, and that sort of thing. What pages to be covered in the textbook, when are our quizzes, and all that stuff will be there, okay? This class is going to be designed as a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class, okay? So that means all of our assignments and quizzes and stuff will be due on Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, okay? Just to avoid any confusion or anything, okay? But that being said, you need to be working on assignments throughout the week, okay? So that you won't fall behind and all that sort of stuff, okay? Obviously go through the rest of this checklist. Reading over academic honesty policy is very important, especially for an online class, okay? How to register for Connect and tech support. Connect is going to be the web page that we use to do our online homework and all of our quizzes and exams and that sort of thing. Okay, we will have a couple of participation assignments through eLC, but our homework is going to be on Connect. Okay, and hopefully some of you guys have already started getting started on that as well. Okay, and there's also a separate tutorial video under this folder that will help guide you through Connect, which is a totally different web page, not associated with UGA. Okay, that's where you're going to find your electronic textbook and other things. Okay, the rest of everything is just more troubleshooting, that sort of thing, but just to make sure your computer's ready to go for eLC. Okay, throughout the course, I'll also be updating this calendar feature here, the things that'll be due. Okay, as you can see. On the Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays of the class. Okay, I'm going to have checklists all over the place. This calendar is going to reflect what the daily syllabus says. Okay, and then also, when you go back home, under the content browser, I will be making checklists week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Okay, so you have plenty of places to check and see what needs to be due when. Okay. But when in doubt, always consult or download or keep as a bookmark your daily syllabus, okay, which is going to be in this folder here, okay, right here. When in doubt, consult that, or the weekly checklist, or the calendar. So that's all the things you need to be checking, whichever one you prefer. Let's call it that way. Also, the homework assignments on Connect, those will have the due dates listed on that website as well. Okay? So I'm going to have office hours twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. Or if you need to make an appointment and you're not available at the time, email me. Okay? The office hours are going to be in a chat room. So you go to Tools, and then you click on Chat. Okay. Oh, no, sorry. You're going to go to online rooms. Pretend didn't say that. You're going to go to online rooms, and here's going to be virtual office hours. Okay. Then you have to kind of, the first time it takes a little bit longer. You may have to download a program to be able to enter. But just join. The room's going to be open all the time, but I'll be in there Tuesday, Thursdays from 10:30 to 11:30. And it has like a whiteboard, so you can type your questions, or we can do video chat, or we can do audio. So there's a lot of different ways that we can have like a little office hour session. Okay? Please take advantage of that. I don't want to sit there Tuesdays and Thursdays twiddling my thumbs. Alright. Next, we're going to go back to content. Okay? And if you've looked at the daily syllabus, you're going to see that for our participation portion of the grade, since we don't have class face-to-face, we're going to be using eLC to do discussion forums. Okay? We're going to have one forum per week. Every other week, they're going to alternate culture and language language forums. Okay? To find those forums, okay, they will be in the checklist. So I'm going to go to week 2 because that's when everything's really going to start then. Okay, when the discussion forums, the first one will be. You can either find them on, for example, the day lunes. Okay, I'll post a link to the forum that you're going to be doing for the week. Okay. Also, all of the forums for the semester will be found under tools and under discussions. Okay, pretty easy. Discussion forums. The very first, we're going to have a little different forum for the first week for you guys to introduce yourselves. Okay, and that'll be found here. Also on this discussion forum, or discussion list, there's going to be a place if you have any questions about any of the chapters in the book or any vocab, grammar, language questions in general, you can post them here, and then other students will be able to see, maybe they had that same question and didn't think to ask me, and I'll post it for everyone to benefit from. Okay? Okay. Here, week 2 discussion forum. Every week is going to have their separate forum, and you guys can see them all already. I already have them there for you. And then they'll open up like a week or so before they'll be due. And every other week there's going to be a lengua, which is the language one, and every other week is cultura. Okay? So the language ones you have to write in Spanish. Okay? And the prompts will be here on the discussion board. You'll have to write an initial post due on Mondays at 8 a.m. or 11:59 p.m. 11:59 p.m. and to give you more time. And then you'll have to reply to somebody else's post by Friday, 11:59 p.m. Okay? The language ones, like I said, are going to be written in Spanish, and these discussion forums will mirror what we're going to be covering in our textbook and that sort of thing. Okay? And they're usually pretty fun. And I will comment as well. If it's a language forum, I'll usually go in and make some, include some corrections for you to look over, or just comment in general. And then for the culture ones, I'll also chime in sometimes as well. Okay, I like to follow what you guys are saying, so it's pretty fun. The culture ones, you can write in English, okay? And again, the prompts and all that good stuff are going to be found here each week, okay? And the guidelines for the discussion forums, okay, that will also be found under content. Let me go to course home first. Okay. eLC discussion forum guidelines. That'll give you, they'll clue you in a little bit more as to the rubric I'll be using to grade them, and just more specific guidelines for the culture and for the language ones. Okay, so you can read that. The other portion of our participation grade is going to be Google Hangouts on air. Okay, and that's going to be what is replacing our speaking practice in class. Okay, since we have class time together, once a week you will be having a Google Hangout on air with a partner from class. Okay, so the more detailed information, there's a bunch of information about it to help you along. Okay, it is in the folder that's called Google Hangouts on Air. Okay. You need to register for Google Plus if you don't have a Gmail already, and you're going to be using Google Plus to log in to do your Hangouts, okay, on air. And on-air Hangouts, they're different from regular Hangouts if you've used them before. The on-air ones record the videos that you guys tape together, okay? So it's like a Skype session but recorded. And then you're going to submit those videos to me at the end of each week, okay? There's one video per week, okay? 15 minutes or longer. And you will have some guiding questions to kind of facilitate conversation and that sort of thing, okay? But everything in Spanish. right? So once you make a Gmail account, then you're going to provide it here just for us to have on hand, okay, because you're going to need those to do Google Hangouts on Air. You have a very specific guidelines here that will help you get set up along with a tutorial, okay, so it'll take you step by step on how to use the Hangouts on Air, okay. There's going to be a form at the end of each week. You and your partner both will have to submit the link, okay. It's going to be a YouTube link to your video. And I will only be watching 1 or 2 of these during the semester, okay. But I do need to collect them so that I have them on hand, and we'll watch one at random or 2, okay. So yeah, or maybe even join you, because I would like to see what you guys are talking about. There's the rubric, okay, and there's also frequently asked questions and support for Google Hangouts on Air, okay. To find a partner for Google Hangouts, you're going to also go to Tools and go to the Discussion, okay, list, and there's going to be a forum where you guys can coordinate, okay, which is going to be here, Google Hangout Partners, okay. So you just type it in here, like, I'm free whatever day, whatever time. Somebody will definitely be willing to work with you, okay. And you don't have to use the same partner each week unless you want to, all right. And in the event that there's an odd number of students in the class, then I will allow for there to be one group of 3, okay. But there can only be one group of 3 because we can't have anybody left out, okay. So just keep that in mind. All right. Let's see. Okay, back to the home page now. Just to highlight a couple more things. Like I said, I'm going to be adding additional weekly checklists here for you guys, along with the events or the activities on the calendar. But everything is already on the daily syllabus. Okay, so I'm just going to be pulling from the daily syllabus those activities and quizzes and stuff. All right, just have an extra place for you to consult, okay? I have a folder of course resources that you guys can use, okay, on your own if you need, about writing accent marks, for example, when you go to write your composition, some transition words for writing, that sort of thing, okay? And then, let's see, anything else here? I have a couple of PowerPoints that I've used with my other classes that I was just an extra practice and reinforcement with certain grammar topics. I have a few here posted already, but I'll post them on request, okay? If you guys need a little bit extra reinforcement of whatever topic, let me know, and I'll find some extra explanations for you if you are into PowerPoint, okay? Let's see. Any other questions, really, just please email me regarding eLC or Connect or policies on the syllabus and all that good stuff, okay? And like I said, there's also a separate video tutorial for Connect, which is going to be our homework in our electronic book, okay? So that will be found right here, okay? So I'll be talking again about this, and it's a video from my summer course before, so most everything is the same, but the only things that may have changed are due dates and things like that, so it's still valid, okay? But like I said, any questions, please email me, NicoleC at uga.edu, okay? And I look forward to hearing from you guys, all right? Adios!